You still have time to start your marigolds from seed now for a spectacular display in autumn. And I'm going to do a full demonstration video for those who've never sown them before. And when I say marigolds, I also mean French marigolds, sometimes known as tagetes, and even actually calendula, which are part of the same family, though technically not a marigold, but you could also sow those now. Here's some I filmed last October at Great Dixter and Sissinghurst. We were nearly in November when all these marigolds were still flowering. So that means you have enough time to sow them now, and they will still have July, August and September to become big mature plants and to keep flowering through the end of September right into October, because they only take between 60 and 80 days to mature from seed. And because marigold seeds are readily available in shops, garden centres, nurseries, it's really easy to pick up some seeds and start this project this weekend. And yes, you can buy them as plugs also in the shop if you don't want to do that. But this video, I'm going to show you how to sow them now from seed. Now, when you're buying your marigold seeds, look at the height and size. I really wanted to grow these huge, humongous ones here that you see at Great Dixter. So these are the ones I've already started, and I'm going to be starting some more as a backup. And the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to prepare my compost, which is, as always, a mix of a good multi-purpose compost, and I mean a good one, not one full of woody dry bits. And then I mix it with some sand, usually about 1 part sand to 2 parts compost. Mix that thoroughly through before you add water. Make it nice and moist. Any container will do that will obviously hold the compost and the seeds, but make sure it has drainage holes. So if you're thinking of using a yogurt pot that you've washed out, that's fine, but make sure it has a drainage hole. And then you'll need some kind of container to bottom water as well. Depending on what kind of seeds I'm growing, I will either grow them in a water bottle, or in this case, because I want quite a few, I'm growing them obviously in this aluminium container, and then I just fold another aluminium container underneath as the bottom watering tray. Now, I did a full video on all the ways you can use these containers for growing seeds, and it's actually pretty good because you can really ramp up your production. So I'll link that video in the description below. I'm going to fill it up to just below the edge of the tray, because I'm going to add, first of all, I'm going to add more compost, and then I'm going to add a cover, which I'll show you in a minute. And I need space for the seeds to germinate and have a little bit of growth underneath that cover without touching it. Now, I'm sowing 3 varieties, and these are the ones, I think these are the ones they had in Great Dixter, which is African hot stuff. And as you can see, they are the taller ones. They grow up to 75 centimeters. And these are the ones I've actually already started, but I'm going to be doing some more as well. So I'm also doing these French marigolds called Tiger Eyes, and these are the ones I saw at Sissinghurst. These are much shorter, and I'm going to grow some of these for a new project I'm doing, which I can't wait to show you. And then I've got these tagetes Golden Gem, and these are obviously, again, shorter ones, which I'm also going to be sowing for my new project. Can't wait to bring you that. Now, the seeds inside the packets are all similar. You can tell marigold seeds, tagete seeds, they're very similar. The main difference is size. Some are longer and some are shorter, but they all look like little darts. They're fairly easy to handle, so it's much easier to get a nice spacing between the seeds when you're laying them on the surface of the compost. But also equally, sometimes I just sprinkle them on and then scarify them, which is just run my fingers over them to sort of separate them so they're not on top of each other, which is actually mimicking the behaviour of birds when they scarify seeds and spread them around. And that actually helps germination. The main thing is you want them spaced, you don't want them on top of each other, and you want them to have actual contact with the compost. But you just want to press them in, not underneath, but press them on top of the compost so that the whole seed has contact with the surface of the compost. So once they're roughly evenly spaced and have contact with the surface of the compost, then we just want to cover them with a very shallow layer of compost, not much thicker than the seed itself. And by running it through my fingers like this, I can feel if there are any clumps or woody bits, which I can then discard rather than plonk them on top of the seeds, because we only really want the crumbly fine compost, which we can sort out when we filter it through our fingers like this. You can, of course, use a compost sieve. I have one, but really, honestly, it just wasn't worth getting up to go and get it. It was just easier to do it with my fingers. Once they're all covered, you can press it down again if you want, but don't compact it, whatever you do. But just make sure that the compost, the seeds and the underneath compost, they're all connected now. And that's a good place to start when our seeds are germinating. So that was my African marigolds. I then went and did my other 2. And of course, I did them in exactly the the same way. So now I'm feeling really good because I'm up to date with my marigolds. And I should just add, if you don't want to sow marigolds, there are still other seeds you can sow now. So I'll link my video on all the seeds that you can sow now for fantastic autumn colour in the description below, if you'd prefer to watch that video and get some other ideas as well. Right, so everything is sown. So what's next? We're going to turn our little seed trays into propagators by adding some cling film over the top. Any clear plastic will do. So if you're sowing them in little planting pots, you can put a sandwich bag over, anything, as long as it is all you. If you're sowing them in a water bottle, that obviously you would put the lid on top. Anything just to keep the moisture in for now while the seeds germinate. Of course, you can use a propagator, but realistically, people just don't have hundreds and hundreds of propagators lying around. And if you want to grow a lot of seeds, you have to find another way. And for me, this is the way, because these are disposable and reusable, and they're cheap, and I don't have to store loads of plastic propagators with domed lids all year round for when I need to sow some seeds. And the other advantage is, as you could just see there, is they're stackable. So I'm able to stack all three of these on top of each other and transport them in a stack, which you wouldn't be able to do with a propagator. Now, one last thing, make sure you put those inner containers in their bottom watering trays. And as you can see, I leave the corners a little bit wider on the bottom watering tray so that I can pour water in. These don't need watering. I'm just showing you for demonstration purposes. With the cling film on, they'll maintain their humidity. But once that cling film comes off, once the green shoots start showing, then you probably are going to need to bottom water depending on how hot and dry the temperature is. The seeds need 15 to 20 degrees to germinate. So you need to find a warm spot in your garden, a sheltered spot where that can happen. Of course, with the cling film on, that's going to help increase the warmth inside there. So you should be good in June. And once your marigolds have germinated, you can leave them to this size, 3 or 4 inches here. But these are desperate to go out now. So I'm just going to pot them up. Now, it's really important to stress that I'm going to pot these up into other pots. I'm not going to put these out in the garden. With the other plants that are growing much faster at this stage in June and July, these will be swamped and they can't compete. So these are going to go in pots. They're going to go on the driveway. I'll put them somewhere where you're going to be able to monitor them. Keep them in the greenhouse if you want, but they are not going to go out. They're going to have to get a lot bigger yet. Having said that, these roots are too confined now. They've got good roots on these little marigolds, so I'm going to pot them up and let them fill out these pots, and then maybe even pot them up again depending on how fast they grow to the next stage. I'm going to use the same compost mix in these little pot containers as I used in when I was sowing them. So that's 2 parts compost, 1 part sharp sand. As you can see, they've got lovely roots there dangling down. So make a nice big hole. I really want these marigolds to be encouraged for the root ball to fill up this entire pot. Now, if it's still chilly, we're having a really cold spell here in the UK. So I'm going to probably put over a water bottle cloche, which you've seen me do many videos before, and you can see one in the background there. And I can put that over the marigold. And it also acts as a slug defense barrier. So if you have a particular issue with slugs, rather than poisoning your garden, just add the water bottle cloche and that will act as a defense barrier for slugs. And it also creates a kind of warmer temperature, which marigolds just do prefer. When your marigolds are big enough, then you can plant them out in your borders. They do very well in containers as well. When I plant mine out, I won't be using so much of the sharp sand, and I will also feed them. In fact, I'm going to feed them in these plant pots as well in a couple of weeks' time with an all-purpose fertilizer such as blood, fish and bone, or my own compost tea. And then when they're bigger, then you can plant them out, because then they'll be able to stand on their own 2 feet. But another reason for delaying planting them out is that you then have a whole part of your border that's just sitting there with these little pathetic little plants waiting for them to grow. Instead of doing that, just wait until they are grown and then plant them out, preferably before they're flowering, because then they'll get into too much shock. But just make sure they're a good, nice sized plant, and then they'll fill up the border with green rather than you having to wait for this bare border to sort of fill out all summer. You can plant something else there in between while you're waiting. And then that's it. So that's it for your glorious autumn spectacular display of marigolds and tagetes. And as I said, I have another video if you would rather sow other things and grow other plants for autumn. That's entirely fine. I have a list of 10 other plants you can grow for a spectacular autumn display. And if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and like and share with your friends. I very much appreciate your support. Thanks for watching. Bye.